So then, I'm just sorting out the webcam because it hasn't turned on again. Let's have a look. It's strange when it doesn't do this. Right, so let's just... I'll figure it out. But we're going to be flying to... Oh, hello. Just walking in the ground there. We're going to fly into some... we're going to do some contracts, Skypark contracts, again today. And we're going to look at this one to start with, just because I've loaded in the airport. I'm going to go from this place here, which I haven't even got a clue where that is. It's let's have a look. Chinsgut. Right, so it's a proper random place. But we are going to fly. Oh, I've zoomed in and zoomed out. I can't remember how you reset the zoom. There we go. And we're going to go to, just by chance, we're going to go to Clearwater. And I've actually got some scenery for Clearwater, so that's good. But it was just by chance. So, yeah. So we're going to do that. I'm just going to stop my head tracking for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort out my webcam. So you give me just 2 seconds and I'll sort it out. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? That's a bit better. Right, so here we go. So welcome everyone to this chat. Welcome Ian. How you doing, my friend? Welcome Chris. How's it going? Looking forward to a chill stream. Yeah, I just want to relax today. I'm not having a busy day at work, but I've had a first day at work, and it's been my first day at work since for about 4 months. So it was just a lot for the brain to like take in, if you know what I mean. So I've had quite a chilled evening with the family, and now I'm having a chilled stream. So let's load the goods then before we head out. Right, so we've loaded the goods now. Let's get rid of Skypark. Let's just zoom down a bit here and sort that out. Right, Skypark. So, completely forgotten why my head's not moving, and it's because I've just done that. So, let's go in here, click these off, and click that off. Now, I'm hoping we don't have any technical issues because it's been a while since I've been on my flight sim, and you know what it's like, these flight sims. It can get a bit tetchy. Right, first things first, let's have a look at fuel. Let's just crank the fuel up. Let's just go full max. So we've got maximum fuel there. So I need to start the good old-fashioned engine. So we would stick on the fuel pump, get the fuel pressure, bit of fuel movement, turn it off. Right, we can start her up. There's lots of Streamlabs going on at the minute. I don't know what's going on here, but it's the illegal smugglers. And I didn't actually fix one of the commands actually on that. I should do that. But yeah, because it still thinks I'm it's pirates, but it's not. Turn that on, turn that on. We're pretty good to go, really. Standby. No. I'm just thinking actually, I haven't loaded up. I've actually forgot to load up my little nav map. So let's just load up little nav map. No, I think it's only because you you started a heist, didn't you? And then it kind of went into some timed stuff, and then it's going into the results from the heist. So, oh well. Yeah, first day. Nice summer break. Nice summer break. Right. I've got to minimise. Oh god, I've got all sorts of errors going on with a little nav map at the minute. But well, where are we? What is our airport code? I can't remember. 5FD7. So 5FD7. Chinsnagut something. Right, let's just have a look at the information, weather information on that. Right, so altimeter is 30.05. So we'll 30.05 is somewhere in the middle. So there. And the compass, we are heading pretty much just off north, so that looks about right. And the wind is currently 14 knots at 115. Not sure what way I guess it's directly sideways, so 115 would be in, we've got to take off in that direction, so that's okay, we can do that. So let's stick the old landing lights on and start heading out. So parking brake off. Just chop that man in half, there we go. I don't know, the mouse isn't just like hiding, it normally hides. It's not hiding today though. Right, so we're just going to head on down to this side of the runway. Let's just slow it down a touch. We'll spin this around. Right. It's weird how that's not... I'll just move it off the screen. Right then. So let's just park it up here. Let's turn a few things on. So we've got strobes on, landing light, fuel pump on, landing lights already on. Pitot heat we don't need. Altimeter on alt. Yeah, we're good to go. I didn't do a run up, but it'll be alright. It's not the end of the world. It's about 75, 80, and then we can lift. Gear up. So let's reduce the RPMs down to 2.5. about to turn out here, so I think I'm going to do a right-hand turn. Oh man, I've missed my flying. I do enjoy flying. It's been a while. It's good to have a break every now and again, just a little bit, and then just let it, and then get back into it. It's quite a flat area, this, so and this is down by Orlando and Florida, around that kind of area. That's where we're kind of heading out. Just go level off here. So how's everyone been? How's everyone's day been at work? And hope you've all been good and not too busy. Well, I've just realised something actually. I'm streaming at 1080p at 60, not 30. I don't think it's going to make any difference really, but it's going to be interesting to see my bit rate's not high enough to do 60 frames per second, so I don't know what the quality's like at the moment. So apologies on that. It's because I was streaming Red Dead last week, I think it was, at some point, and oh, we're completely going off track here, but and that can only do 60 because if I do 30 it stutters. Okay, so the engine's too loud. Let me just have a look at... I don't know why that is. Why is that? 1 minute. I might have to do a bit of a live pause here just to... Yeah, let's just do a live pause for a minute. Volume mixer. Does this make any difference whatsoever? No. That's good. Right. Give me a second, one. So that should be better. Is that better? Right, so let's have a look. Oh, okay, cool. Cheers, cheers Ian for finishing your stream to catch mine. Nice, like it. Are you a flight sim? Oh, now we've got like some Chris and Ian action going on here. It's let's ignore the streamer over here. No, you carry on chatting, guys. It's good. Yeah, Ian's pure flight sim. Pure flight sim. I'm 90% flight sim and sometimes racing and sometimes things like Red Dead, but most of the time I'm flight sim, as you know. Yes, it's been a good day actually. It's not been too bad. Had a meeting with my boss, and he's sound, and with the team as well. So that was good this morning. And then it was just really. I mean, I had 300 plus emails to get through. So it was a lot of clicking, a bit of chasing up. And then I had some invoices to do and some bits and bobs really, so it's quite good, you know, it's quite good. I don't actually have a long commute. My commute to my current place is, let me just move my microphone a little bit closer. My commute at the moment is probably around about, with a little bit of traffic, I think without traffic you could probably do it in about 15 minutes, less than. With traffic you probably talk about half an hour, maybe, you know, it can add on quite a bit. I'm a software test lead. That's my official. It's a bit like in the like my previous job. My previous title was software test manager. So it's a very similar. It's a very similar role. But at the minute, I report to the software test manager. So what I do, Chris. Well, what I used to do, I don't do it out now because I basically lead the team that does this, but I'm a software tester. So what I do is I get software that we make the developers make software, right? And the business analysts will ask the business what they want, and they'll capture all their requirements. And basically, as a software tester, you've got to look at the requirements, and then you've got to make sure that the software is meeting those requirements. It sounds really high level, that does, but there's more to it. Look, we're just going over this weird airport. Don't know what this place is, but it's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so so yeah, so we test. So I used to test software, and that's what we do. It's not testing games because they don't pay you enough for that. But it's more like I work for instance, in my previous company, I worked for a healthcare company, and it was all their internal systems. So we had like an internal development team, and they developed systems for the customer care, for the nurses who go out and deliver like care to patients and things, and all the software on their tablets and things that they use. That's what I tested. And then when I become the manager, I basically lead and manage a team that does the testing, and I basically delegate the work and make sure everyone's okay, and you know, make sure everyone's following process and stuff like that. So yeah. And I've been doing it all my life. I did it ever since I left university. So yeah, it's quite a long time. I think it's about 15, 16 years now. So it's a lot of time invested. But I still enjoy what I do. I'm very passionate about it. I know people say I'm passionate about my job, but no, nothing to do with Horizon software. Nothing to do with Horizon. I've never tested Horizon software. See, what I'd love to do is get into one of the flight sim companies and be a tester as part of their flight sim testing planes and their features and their systems and making sure that it all works to the book. That'd be quite fun. Put my hobby to a job, you know, but it'll never happen. I found out the other day actually. So months back, I flew in the real world. I flew a 172, a Cessna 172, and the company that I did that with. They're now offering say it's an experience. It's a bit of an experience, I would imagine. Like a landing challenge. They're calling it a landing challenge, and you can actually do a circuit and then land the plane. So I'm kind of tempted to save up and have a crack at that, just for the fun of it. As a professional tester, how on earth did that get through to use? So, this is the thing, right? So, as a tester, I don't know how the Horizon... I don't know anything about the Horizon software, to be honest. I don't even know what the Horizon software is. I don't watch the news if it's depressing. So if it's anything on the news, you know, I ain't got a clue. But in terms of software in general, you know, software is released with defects and bugs. We call them defects. You know, they're just bugs, right? And it can be released with bugs, right? So what happens is, as I'm testing requirements, each requirement will have a level of importance, right? Like a priority. And what will happen is, as I'm testing, if I find a bug, for instance, say something doesn't quite fit, I can raise a defect and send it over to the developers, but that defect can have a status, right? And it has a priority and a severity, right? So the priority is how soon do you need that fixing, almost, right? Or do you need it fixing? The severity is how much of an impact it has on the system. So a good example that I like to use is, say if you've got a system that crashes as soon as you click a button, that's obviously going to have a high priority and a high severity, right? But you can also have defects that are low severity but high priority. So I'm probably boring everybody at the moment with all this, but so you could have, like, say your company colours are green, right? And you are in a system that's going to be customer facing, and the colour is the colour on the banner is blue, right? Now that would have a severity of low because it's not impacting the functionality of the system, but it would have a priority of high because you don't want your company colours are green, not blue. So yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. But anyway, going back to your original question, you raise a load of defects, and then what happens is they get fixed and retested, and it goes backwards and forwards a few times, and nearing to the end of the testing, you'll do a phase of what they call user acceptance testing, and that's when you give the end users a chance to have a look at the system before it goes live, and then they get to do some testing. So they do some testing, defects get passed backwards and forwards, and then what happens is all the defects, then the outstanding defects, you'll have like an exit criteria. So it's things like how many high severity defects are you going to allow to go live, right? But overall what happens is the defects that are outstanding get triaged, and they basically get a decisions made whether they can go live with them or not. So yeah, and then if the company chooses to go ahead and release the software, even though, say, me as a tester, I say it's not fit for purpose, it can't go out, you know, if they still overrule me, they can still overrule me and it can still go live. So yeah, it's very rare does that happen, by the way. In all the companies I've worked for, it's not happened, you know. But yeah, things can just slip the net, and what you're talking about as well is you can say, like, for instance, say if all the way from the beginning, so people blame the testers that, oh, that wasn't tested properly, but say from the beginning there was a missing requirement, for instance, right? That missing requirement could be something really critical, and if the tester doesn't know, oh, my internet's gone slow again today, but save the internet. Say if there's a missing requirement and it's really important. When it goes live and it hasn't been tested, then it'll rear its ugly face, and then all of a sudden people start shouting about it. So yeah, let me have a look at that then. So what about sending people to prison for a crime they did not commit? I would say that's high priority as well, Ian. So what does it actually do? So this is a software system that. How does the software system decide to put someone away into prison? I don't understand it. I'm not with it. I've not watched any of the news or anything, Ian, so I don't know anything about this. Oh, we've got a little airfield on our left-hand side wing. Just down there. I don't know what airfield that is, but... Is it an airfield? There is an airfield, but I can't seem to see it. Oh, no, it's not an airfield. I thought there is an airfield, but that's on the... Yeah. That's over there somewhere. I was looking at the flashy lights on there. That's pretty cool. PO's accounting software for sub-postmasters. I'm still not with it. I'm really slow today, so just excuse my slowness. So what's actually happening and what's happened? Because the thing is, the software itself wouldn't send people to prison. Oh, are you on about... Oh, okay, I think I know what you're on about, because I think I caught it on the radio driving my son to school, but I didn't get all of the story. Okay, so they've used a piece of software, and then what's happened is that's caused them to almost break the law or whatever. Then they get told off and done about it. But actually it's the software's fault because the software wasn't fit for purpose. You see now, that if that is the case, if that's the similar case, then that there, it depends on the requirements. So there'd have to be some sort of like you know, investigation to see whether the rules that... I don't know anything about this software. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. And it's processing 6 million transactions per day. Yeah. So I can only give my account for software that I've tested in the past. So I've done like really complex systems where in the back end it has lots of like formulas and calculations that are going on. And for instance, if you take, say, drug doses, right, so you'd have this and that, and it'll do something with it, do a fancy calculation and come out with a dose of a drug, right? If that dose of a drug is too high, it could kill the patient. If it's too low, it's not good enough, whatever, right? But in the requirements and in the technical design, someone will make that formulation, and then a developer would then develop it and put that formulation into code, and Bob's your uncle, that's what you get. Me as a tester, I would turn around and try and test that formula. If I know what the formula is, I can put in a value here and then trunk it through and see what I get on the other side, making sure all the values marry up. I can look in the database to make sure all the values have been passed across, etc. But at the end of the day, even then, you can still make mistakes. Like a tester can make a mistake, but let's just say the technical design person makes a mistake, then the tester's going to test that design, and therefore it's going to work in terms of the tester's view. The business requirements could be incorrect, which means then that the technical design would be incorrect, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's lots of failure points, but yeah, personally, robust. From then. Okay. We're able to make good. Okay. So it just depends. I mean, I get what you're saying. It shouldn't have gone it shouldn't have gone through if it doesn't work. You know, I completely agree. You know, but I think it's a collective. It's not just testers who test it. It's a collective of people who design and build that software, as well as the business. The business would have had visibility of testing that if they did it properly. You know, if they didn't do it properly, then I can't say sure that you know. But if they did user acceptance testing with the business and all that kind of stuff, then they would know that actually that's not fit for purpose and it's not doing what we want it to do. So, you know, who knows? But no, just for the record, I haven't tested that. It sounds like a horrific mess, but yeah, this stuff does happen. Yeah, it does happen. So I'm trying to find clear water now because we're actually very high, and I thought it'd be really easy to find. It's a little bit further up. Actually, Clearwater, because Clearwater Beach just over there is the beach. Because I remember driving around there. I'm sure I did. Yeah, it's not always the tester's fault. Oh, Clearwater is just down there in front of us. So let's go this way. And we'll start our we'll start descending a little bit, because our airport is just down there, so we'll kind of venture out this way a little bit and then we'll backtrack. So many buildings, it's just crazy. Right, so let's mixture full, prop full, gears down. Yoink, a bit of flappage as well, a little bit of flaps going on there. Check the gears are down and locked, which is good. Can't remember whether, there we go, that's clear water. Yeah, it's crazy when things go wrong and it impacts a lot of people, especially in such a serious way as well, you know. It is crazy, you know. And I've worked with companies where you have a third party that's actually delivering the software, and you test it, and the third party is just literally so deadline driven, you know, that they just don't even care, you know. And the amount of defects you get sometimes, you know, sometimes. The bloody ground handling on this sim is just straight up rubbish, but everything else about it is just good. And it's so irritating that they can't. It's like there's no friction. It's just nuts. It's like there's no friction on the ground. But anyway, they just kept saying the software is robust. That's so weird. Because they should. So we're just going to go off on a little adventure down here, because we're now at Clearwater, so we're just going to go and find a place to park up. Yeah, so it's there should be an investigation to say, you know, and to show what, because basically when you test something, you have to document it. You have to log your results. You have to have traceability between the test and the business requirements. You have to have formal sign off from the business to say that it's fit for purpose. You know, all that good stuff you have to have, and well, you don't have to have. But if it was such an important system, I would say they should have had it. And the issue you have is because oh, see you, Chris. Thanks for joining and having a bit of a chat and a bit of a look. But you know, the issue you get is when with something being okay, no worries. Yeah, with the issue you get sometimes is when it's such an old piece of software. You know, the where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. I thought there was some parking down here, but there's not. I thought there was some parking down here anyway. I might just have to dump it here. There's no lurk on my channel. No lurk on my channel. Don't want to do that lurky malarkey. Yeah, so the issue you get is because it's so old. Sorry, I've got sidetracked. Because it's so old, you know, processes change, things change, and they might not have thought about things back then. And yeah, and you know, the formal sign-offs might be completely gone. For instance, I'm just gonna wing it a little bit, unfortunately. Right then, so let's that's killed. Let's just kill this. There we go. So we can just register that flight, and then we'll go back on Skype. So we just delivered tubes, pipes, and hollow profiles. Cha-ching! Yeah. So that's good. We've got some good bank balance going up there. We're level 4, come up to level 5 now. Right, so where would I've not ever flown anywhere near New Orleans. So that might be if that's not, yeah, that might be somewhere different to go, you know. So, oh, 1 minute, actually, me being me, I think I need to just chuck on the chocks and the tie downs, just in case it does remember how things are. Whoa, hello. There we go. Right. That'll do. Right. So let's go back to the main menu. So how's your work treating you, Ian? Are you fully back now doing your thing? It's Christmas. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much it costs though, does it? It is crazy. It is nuts. I heard that on the news actually. I did hear that on the news, but as I said, I don't listen to the news a lot, like at all, really. So, and I know that's really ignorant, but there's lots and lots of misery on the news, and I just haven't got time for it. So I choose not to. And if it's on the radio, I don't turn it over, obviously. But yeah, cool. Let's do that one. Let's request that. What hard rubber toys? Lovely. Hard rubber toys. That's what we're going to deliver. Okay, we're in. Oh god. It's a weird look at that house. I need to have a look at that. I seriously need to just look at that. That is mental. It does make me wonder what is there in real life. The runway. I don't think I'm going to be going from here. That's scary as hell. Really? Is that the runway? It is the runway, but am I actually going to be able to take off on that little farty runway? I don't know. Wow. We'll definitely try. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's just try it. It's a different way of working. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, everyone, lots of people are just adapting, aren't they? Just how they're getting on and oops, what they're doing and stuff. So let's just start her up then. Just cheat with the altimeter a little bit. I want to fly, man. Right. So, I guess we're going to have to go that way out because whoa, we're going like downhill, almost reversing. Then, if we don't crash, this is a miracle. I'm going to use it as a launch ramp. That's what I'm going to do. This can't be real in real life, surely. This is... I'm curious. Look at... I'm never going to get up to speed there, am I? Let's go down the other side. Yeah, I think you're right, you know. Yeah, let's go down the other side. We'll use the hill as a ramp. There's got to be some dodgy data there, because that can't be right. I've still got Skypad and I've not loaded the bloody toys either. Let's get to the top of this hill. Can do a curveball. Curveball. Yo, Phil. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I did realise the Skypark's in the way, but I've kept it there. The reason being I've not loaded the plane, which is not very clever of me. Tiredness kills. That's all I'm going to say. Right. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so I can load the toys. So I've loaded the toys. I think we need a notch of flaps and we don't need that, we need that. Okay. Whoa! It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Whoa, we're up. Just pretend that didn't happen. Jesus. They've got that wrong, haven't they? Let's try to stall the plane and try and get some altitude before we that was fun. That's as real as it gets there, peeps. can't even see it now. It's gone. It's gone. I love these little lakes. Whoop. It's like little lakes in the trees and stuff. It's so cool. So how you been, Phil? How you been? X-Vision. Ah, yes. Yeah, as I say, I installed X-Plane when I got FS. I didn't have enough room on the computer on hard drives. I didn't want to go and buy a new... I did actually go and buy a new hard drive for FS, but I wanted to use the X-Plane hard drive for like the scenery and things. So... Well, I think that's what I did anyway. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But all I know is, I thought, do you know what? It's not appealing to me. I did invest quite a bit, but it just wasn't appealing to me anymore. So I just got rid of it. And the one thing I have got to do is I've got to start green shot, and I've got to take a screenshot that I normally do. I think I might just pause it while I'm doing this, if I can. I can't do that because then the screenshot won't look right. I just need a screenshot just for the YouTube.
Alright!
Okay, that'll do. That'll do it. Come on. Get a screenshot. Oh, there we go. Oh, Skypark's still open. Sorry about it, peeps. Oh, I just got a follow as well. The Dilly Man. The Dilly Man has followed. Welcome, Dilly Man. Hope you're well. We're just flying the Just Flight Arrow 3, and yeah, we're just down by New Orleans at the moment. Just scooching down, doing a contract, and yeah, welcome. So my Xbox X-Plane drive is 4 terabytes, full. Yeah, see, that's the thing. So with FS2020, obviously it streams the scenery, but if you want photo scenery in, say, P3D or X-Plane, you've got to download it, and you've got the ortho, haven't you, for X-Plane. And I created some ortho back in the day, and it was good, but yeah, it takes up a lot of room on your drive. A lot of room. What I do miss though, I do miss the 737. I miss the 737 Zebo mod. I really miss that. Now my internet's playing silly beggars again, so apologies if it's stuttering or if I'm stuttering. Yeah, it's causing grief. You had to sit an annual exam? Oh no, exams suck. That's official. Exams suck. Don't like exams. So what was the exam on? Bill, what was you doing? What was the exam? Yeah, got a load of ortho. Yeah, ortho and Orbex. It takes it out of the system, doesn't it? I actually bought a new joypad as well. I don't know if you can see this, but I bought a new joypad because my old joypad, the one of the buttons went kaput, and yeah, I couldn't use it. It was just unusable. So we got some airport down there, just around the other side of my. There we go. What's that? It's quite a big one. It's quite a big airport. But we're heading 40 nautical miles this way. Yeah, so last weekend it was one of my neighbours. Every Friday night we have video calls with one of my neighbours. There's another couple who we get together with and we have video calls. And since we've been allowed in the gardens, we've been going into each other's gardens and having a bit of a natter and stuff. It's been great. But last week it was her birthday, so she wanted to have a barbecue. So we was like, oh, okay, we'll have a barbecue. But it was on a Monday night, and I was like, damn it! So I couldn't stream, unfortunately. So yeah, but I wish I'd kind of known before, the week before, because if it was the week before, I probably would have done a flight sim stream instead of I think I did Red Dead Redemption, I think, and I would have done a flight sim stream instead. But yeah, so apologies. I don't know why my mouse is not leaving the screen. Is that a known bug now? Should I just leave it down here out of the way? Oh. I might have mentioned I'm on... Oh, you're an MOT tester? I did not know that you was an MOT tester, mate. Okay. 80% pass rate. Check you out. Do you know that you've passed, or are you still waiting for the results? Or 80% pass rate's high, man. I suppose it has to be though, doesn't it? It's people's cars. I'm guessing it's MOT for cars, not planes. 93. Check you out. Yes, 93. I'll tell you what I did. So the other day, I bought some new... Well, actually I didn't buy... My wife bought some new hue lights for the garden. And let me see if I've got a picture. I'm just going to open Discord. It's probably going to kick our internet a bit, but yeah, my wife bought some new hue lights for the garden. The first hue light, and we've got like this water feature, and the water feature, let's see if I can find the picture. Get in there. Yeah, so I found it. Yay. Let's see if we can just make this a bit bigger. Oh, no. 1 minute. Sorry about the skydiving bloody plane over here, like whooping it around like nobody's business. Whoa, there we go. So we've got this water feature, and it was looking a bit tatted. So every year in the summer, I try and repaint it pure white again. And I bought some paint. If I'll just close that now. And I bought some paint. I'll show you what happened in a minute. Right. And as I'm driving back from the hardware store, I bought some. I got this. I put the paint in the boot, and you know I've never had this happen before, right? But then all of a sudden, I'll show you. This is what happened. The paint must have dropped over and then rattled around my boot a bit and then popped the lid off, and I ended up with 5 litres of pure white paint in my boot, right? Luckily I managed to get it up, and it's ruined this carpet piece and also this side carpet, but other than that it's not too bad. I'll go back to the main scene for a minute. So I scoop up the paint, and we ended up getting it back in the tin, and we've just thrown that. Well, we haven't thrown it away. We put the carpet into the garage and we let it dry. And I bought like a rubber boot liner, and I've put the carpet back in. I put the boot liner on top. Win-win. Looks okay. You know, it's not perfect, but it's fine. It will do the job. But if I ever have to sell the car, I'm gonna have to buy a brand new carpet, I think. But I priced one up at the local garage, and it was like £100 for the carpet, and for that little side piece that goes over your wheel, that was going to be 60 something quid. Sell out 65 quid, I think it was. Absolute craziness. So £150 that would cost me to actually just get it repaired and done. You know, like that was without labour. That was just retail on the parts. So yeah, it's very interesting. But anyway, I repainted the garden. And we fitted these new lights, the hue lights. Just trying to open up another picture. And this is what my garden looks like now. So, ding. So there we go. So we've got the one hue light in here, like a strip light. We've got another strip light in here, and this here is like a waterfall. You can just see past the trees. Just that there is like a little like waterfall, and it comes down in a straight line. But we're going to get some more, another strip light for there, I think, to go home up into the corner. That's the plan. I am not going in a straight line behind this picture, but yeah. So yeah, we're going to get a few more and link them together. But yeah, it's this is my garden, so yeah, it's quite good. I was quite proud of that. I even did, actually, I'll show you something else. I even did my computer colours in the garden. So I did orange and blue, because at the minute everything on my desktop is orange and blue. And all my lights, my IQ, all my lights and my inside of the computer is all orange and blue. So that's why. Sad, I know. But my wife didn't let me keep the orange and blue. She was like, you're not having that. Oh no. I was like, yeah, that's true, actually. That is true. Better not. Right then. 2 full days giving it a good clean, and now it looks like new again. You can come and clean mine and get all the paint out the back. Mine's filthy. I've got like a silver Focus, and yeah, it's just filthy. And even when you've cleaned it, it looks nice when it's clean, but then it just gets filthy again. All the inside needs a good clean. Right, so we're kind of ventured off course a little bit, and we started to climb a little bit too much as well, which I don't want to do. But yeah, we're currently about 10 minutes away, so we'll head down. Oh, the RGB stuff's good, man. Not when it's all rainbowy. I mean, when it's all rainbowy, it's a bit like, oh god. But if you can get some decent colours, like I've got like a theme going on, and it's just orange and like a deep orange and a lightish colour blue, and it looks quite smart. Looks quite smart. I get why people turn it off, but I don't like it when it's all flashing like a madhead. I don't like that stuff, you know, when it's like flashing. But when it's just subtle movement and things, you know, it's quite decent. She looks after children. Yeah, we go out for walks and stuff in the woods, and we end up getting like grass and mud and all sorts all over the back of the seats, and oh, it's such a pain in the arse to clean. But it's quite a pleasant flight, this, actually. It's not too bad, just straight down the coast and just chilling. Not much to see though, not much to look at. Not much to look at. PC is built into a server rack. Ah, okay, got you. It does help me. It doesn't help me sim any better. How come your PC's built into a server rack in another room? Just the space. Have a quick drink. So how about Mr. Rob then, eh? He went up in the Wacky Wabbit T6. Absolutely, completely not jealous at all. I'm not. Completely not jealous. Doesn't matter how many times I say that, I am no more convincing than the first time. Absolutely no more convincing. But he deserves it. He's done a good job with his Warbird channel on YouTube, and 100% he deserves it. He's had so many like challenges over the time I've known him. He's had so many challenges, like people ripping his content off and people copying what he does and his channel and all sorts of stuff. Absolutely all sorts of stuff. And he doesn't do it for money or anything, so it's a good treat. I like the fact that he was able to get that, so that was good. Okay, yeah. See, that's the thing with me. See, I use these cans, right, and they're closed back, and literally, like, once they're on, I can't hear a thing. I can't hear absolutely anything at all in my room. I can't even, like, if someone's shouting me up the stairs, I can't even hear that. They're so like, because they don't let the sound in. It's weird when you talk though, because you can hear yourself, and you don't know whether you're shouting or not. Some people don't like them because of that. You know, they don't like the feeling or the sound of when they're talking and things. But once you get used to it, I've had these for a while, and once you get used to it, it's not too bad. But yeah, if I didn't have these, I don't know, my computer's not loud. I wouldn't say it's loud, but it's better than not having it in. If you didn't have it in the room, it'd be obviously a lot quieter. I'm just kind of dropping down a little bit of altitude here, just to kill it. So yeah, so in a few weeks' time, I think me, Lewis, and Rob are going to be meeting up at some point, doing a bit of real world meetup. Cannot wait. Looking forward to it. We have a lot of good banter. We have a bit of a private chat going on Discord and stuff, and we have a good old banter. And it'd just be good just to have a bit of banter to someone's face, you know. Like, my work colleagues are work colleagues, you know. It's okay to have a bit of fun, but they're still my work colleagues. My family's my family, and they have a different kind of interest, and it's like, okay, that's fair enough. So yeah, so it'd be good just to meet up and have a catch up, you know. So now you're going to tell me that your server rack is actually within a fridge. Overclock it to the max. No, it makes sense. It really does. If you've got the room and you can do it, it makes sense. It really does. Right, so we're 7 nautical miles out now, just over 2,000 feet. So let's have a look at this. Where we're going. I once saw because I like my overclocking, and since I swapped my case over, I mentioned this in my Discord, I think. Since I swapped my case over, I've managed to up the overclock to 4.7 gig, which it was topping out before I upgraded my case. It was topping out at 4.4 before it became unstable. So I've managed to get, you know, make it a little bit faster. You do see a bit of benefit in some of the games that I play. Not so much Flight Sim, but some of the games definitely see a benefit. And the case that I've got now is capable of like water cooling and stuff, so if I wanted to upgrade in the future for things like, you know, my motherboard and a better processor, overclock it a bit more and get a different processor and overclock that, then at least I've got capability of water cooling, which wasn't available for my previous case. My previous case I had for 14 years, which so it's done me well, but it was definitely time just for a bit of an upgrade on my case. It was sad to see it go, actually. I chucked it into the I took it down the tip, and I had to chuck it into one of the big skips. And evening, Rick, hi mate. And yeah, it was just like, it's so weird how you become attached to something that's just completely irrelevant, you know. Like, now I think this is our airfield ahead of us, so I'm gonna start going down this side onto our downwind. Maybe even slow down a touch. I might keep it at around about 2,000 feet though. Yeah, so apologies if the quality of the stream isn't as good as usual. Unfortunately, I left one of the settings set to a different game, and so at the moment it's capturing at 60 frames per second, not 30, which I normally do 30. So yeah, so I don't know how it's looking your side. I think it's looking okay from my side, but you can never tell because it's a tiny window, so you can never tell. Right, let's drop gears. Mixture full, prop full. Drop some gears. Notch of flaps even. Another notch of flaps. Okay, as long as because I think fast movement will maybe cause it to blur a little bit. So I do apologise. That's what would cause that, because my bit rate doesn't allow for 60 FPS most of the time. I say most of the time because sometimes it does. So here we go. We're gonna land here, and then we're gonna drop off. I can't remember what we're hard rubber toys. That's what we're gonna drop off. So we're doing some Skypark contract at the moment, and yeah, hard rubber toys. Nothing rude about that at all. Hard rubber toys. And I'm gasping for a drink, and it's just there, but I can't get it because I'm too busy messing with my throttle. How rude. Hey, a bit of blue for the dads, that's what I say. A bit of blue for the dads. we're a bit high, so let's drop that down. Check the gears, everything's good. Mixture prop, or we are good to land. And I really hope this is the correct airfield. Otherwise we'll be going straight back up into the air trying to find the correct one, but I think it is. I think it is. And this is where we see the lovely Microsoft fantastic ground handling. I don't know, it's not called ground handling, well, I suppose it is, but it's just hideous. Everything about FS2020 is great. Love the scenery, love the handling of the planes most of the time. But as soon as you touch down and you're going faster than, like, say 40 knots, it's just shocking. Like, what have you just done to the plane? We're still very high. Well, say very high, we're still high. My rudder pedals don't help either because they're crap. But at the moment I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house, so I've not got the spare cash at the moment to splurge on some rudder pedals, unfortunately, not yet. The ones I want are about 450 quid, £500. So yeah, so that ain't gonna happen soon. And we're slightly off here, so we need to just venture out here. At least this runway is nice and straight. A little late there, but actually very late, but oh, there we go. Zigzag, zigzag. KMJD? Is that where I was meant to be going? Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Phew, thank God for that. No, I've actually got Thrustmaster, but one minute, let me just chuck it out of here, and then I'll just flick that off, taxi to the active, which taxi over there, not to the active, that's where I just went. Oh, there was no parking anywhere, there's no buildings or anything. Should we just go down to that, wherever that is down there? Ooh, going too fast. So yeah, I've got the Thrustmaster, but I've got the old ones before they released the is it TPR or whatever it is, I don't know, the pendulum ones. Before they released them, they did like these flat black ones, and they were like on rails. I've got them, and they used to be fantastic, but now they kind of stick with small movements. So with big movements, it's fine, but whoa, hello. But with little movements, they stick. And yeah, it's just horrible. And it's the small movements you need when you're on the floor, when you're on the ground, even when you're actually, I think parking is actually up here. When you're on the ground, and it's also when you're on approach as well. And they used to be really good, but now they just irritate me. But obviously you can't do everything at once, and family comes first, so the pendulum ones I would recommend, but these ones, if you're going to replace them like later on, check that out. Whoa, that's bright, look at that. Oh, green, yellow, right. Distracted by the lights. But yeah, if you're going to replace them after, say, I don't know, a year or two, then I'd get them just for a cheaper option, just to get some rudder pedals. So for instance, if they broke and you just want some, yeah, exactly, if they keep breaking and you just want to like get a cheaper set, then they're not a bad set, you know. But I've tried greasing them and everything. I've tried all sorts. I took them apart with a screwdriver and then tried to like put them back together and clean them all out and stuff, but it's not anything that I think you can fix. I don't think there's anything that I can really do with it, you know. Right, what am I doing? That needs to go to idle. That needs to go off. And there's that. Oh boy. Then there's that. We can click these two things off. Click continue. It just registers the flight there. As I say, don't get me wrong. They are a nice set. There used to be a nice set of pedals, but yeah. So, but I would definitely, I'd save up and I'd get the pendulum ones. You know, definitely get the pendulum ones. What we got there? What we got? Yeah, Ian's got the TPRs. They're the ones that I'm on about. TPRs. They are good. And you know, as Ian's just mentioned, you know, the Warthog stick and throttle. I've got the stick. I didn't need the throttle. I didn't want the throttle, but the stick and the build quality of the stick is just amazing. And that's why I like the Fulcrum yoke, because it's the same kind of build quality. You know, it's just you can't go wrong with it. It's the same. They use the same sensors. You see, they're called heart sensors, and yeah, they're just more accurate. They don't use moving parts to judge where things are and stuff. It's more, I don't know, it's just more accurate. They don't have that drift or dead zones as well. Yeah, but I always say that. I always think that about justifying the money and stuff. But what I do is every month I'll put away, say, I don't know, 20 quid, 30 quid into a saver or whatever. I'll just put it to one side, and then after a while I'll have enough to to treat myself to stuff, you know. That's all I do. I mean, I don't go out and, most of the time I don't go out and splurge all in one go. Oh, payday, boom, buy. You know, it builds up over time, but each to their own, isn't it? Each to their own. But if you go for these ones, they're all right, but I wouldn't. They're not going to last you a long time. You know, they're not going to last you. They might last you a couple of years. You know, you might even be disappointed with them. I wouldn't recommend them, because I would now rather pay more and get like the TPRs, because on some things you do get what you pay for, and on other things, yeah, I get that's not always the case, but no, in this situation with the yoke, the stick, the rudder pedals, yeah, 100%, 100%. Right, so let's just click on the old Skypark. So we have just nipped down to here. Not even going to be able to pronounce that word there. Picayune, Mississippi. So that's where we've just been. That's where we are now, with hard rubber toys. No jokes in the chat, please. Hard rubber toys. And Chris has just gone into Her Majesty's prison. No more tea and biscuits for Chris. So yeah, there we go. So let's we've shut down the aircraft. Now we can deliver the toys. Boom, complete. So we've just leveled up to level 5 now, which is good. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? It is 9 o'clock. I think, I'm not too sure, I'm going to have time for another one. I was kind of sticking around America. Mexico. Oh, there's some short ones in Mexico. Because I do the UK all the time. You know what I mean? And it's like, shall I do... And I always think to myself, let's go somewhere else. I mean, what's up here? British. What's up here? There's lots of. Oh God. there's lots of mountains and stuff. So even though they're quite short, they take a long time because of the mountains. Brazil, Argentina. Got anything down there? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have time for another one. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Let's just have a little catch up on the chat, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah. So let's have a look. I totally get it. Don't slight anyone who spends their hard-earned money on whatever they want. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It is all about priorities, though, mate. Because, yo, Jobbers, oh man, you're coming a bit late, dude. I'm just about to shut off, man. But anyway, priorities all the way, mate. I mean, if my family needs something or wants something, I've saved up a bit of cash. It goes on that. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. When will we see you back in the Premier sim with the Premier developer? Oh, I don't know. Because I was gonna ask this. I was gonna ask the audience. I was gonna send out on my Twitter a bit of a voter and just see what people want to fly. Because I'm kind of in love with FS2020 at the minute because of the scenery and stuff. It just looks better. I went into P3D the other week just to test something, and literally it was like, apart from the plane, because I do love the planes, Premier developer, A to A obviously, but the scenery and everything, I was just like, oh my god, it is literally like going back in time, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, I can do it if people want me to go back into P3D and do a P3D stream, maybe in a Comanche or I don't know, something. You know, it's up to you. It's up to you. Post on my Discord and get something going. And if enough people say P3D, I'll do P3D. But yeah, in terms of what to fly, I tell you what, I haven't taken out the Spitfire for a while. Last time I took it out, it crashed. The PC crashed. I haven't used my stick for a while either, so maybe the next stream, I'm hoping you should remind me next week, right? On a Monday, during the day, just post on my Discord and say, you says P3D Spitfire, right? And I'll do it. I'll do it. No, I know, Ian, but you know, it's all about the immersion. You know, it's still about the scenery and the immersion. I do get it. I can't wait till they release something for FS. I can't wait. I'll live in it. It'll be like this Piper Arrow. I mean, by no means is it A2A standards, and it's not as, you know, it's not realistic like in terms of fully functional systems, but it's better than default. So, but yeah, maybe I'll check out the Spitfire. But on my Discord, think about putting some suggestions about not too long flights, because you know me, I don't like doing longer flights, but you know, Spitfire flight going from somewhere to somewhere. Post in my Discord, see what we got, or on my Twitter, and tag me in, and see where we can go. Yeah, the Comanche. Yeah, I've heard that. I've not been on the A2A forums for a while, but catching up on things. But yeah, because the Aerostar had that accident, didn't it? So you know, I'm sure that was a big setback, and the next plane that they've actually got hands on is Comanche. But the issue they've got with the whole Azobo and Microsoft, you know, and this SDK, you know, they need to get all that together first, because one thing A2A won't do is just release an aircraft just to release an aircraft. It has to be the same level as, you know, P3D, otherwise people will just slate them. And so yeah, so all good things will come to those who wait. That's what I say. So yeah, No. I'll tell you what, I'll do a Spitfire flight next week, and we'll take it from there. But just a word of warning on the caution side, I do use my flight sim to chill out, so if I am too tired next week because of my work and whatever, and trying to get back into things, it might get cancelled, but I'm fingers crossed it won't. I will try my hardest, and I always love coming and having a chat with you guys, so yeah, just keep me G'd up for next week. bit of Spitfire action. Cool. Well, I think the time has arrived, and I'm going to go and get myself a nice drink and relax before I have to go to bed, and then wake up and have another mayhem of a day. Woo! Love it. But no, it's all good fun. You all stay safe, and I hope you've enjoyed the stream. And yeah, have a good day, have a good week, and speak soon. Cheers all. Thank you, and take care.